In the hands, the camera feels good, being fairly light and comfortable to use. Welcome back everyone. So today we're going to be taking a look at this. This is the Nikon S210 and this camera was released in 2008. It featured an 8 megapixel sensor with vibration reduction and it was designed to be a compact, easy to use camera for the consumer market. Let's see if this compact shooter is worth picking up if you're just getting into digital photography or if you're into collecting old cameras like me. Alright, let's get into the review. The Nikon Coolpix S210 has a very unique build. It has a brushed aluminum alloy body with silver tone plastics at the top, around the lens, and at the controls on the back. The 2.5-inch display is a comfortable size, and there's even this distinctive notch on the top above the screen. When composing your images, the display on the back shows you all the necessary shooting information, including where the camera is focusing. It's a little bit fuzzy, but it improves greatly during playback. To access the camera's battery, there is a small door underneath. Slide it forward and the door will pop open on its own. There's an orange clip that you have to move out of the way and the battery will pop out. The camera is powered by a 740 mAh lithium-ion battery pack. To get the SD card out, all you have to do is push on it with your thumb and it'll pop up. And yes, that is a 2 GB SD card. To put the battery back in, line up the positive contact with the orange clip. Slide the battery back in until the orange clip locks it into place. The SD card goes in with the contacts facing the battery. It's a pretty simple operation from here. Just click it back in and close the door. The camera originally came with the MH63 charger, and it also included a, believe it or not, 6-foot long charging cable. In the hands, the camera feels good, being fairly light and comfortable to use, with plenty of space in between all of the controls. The shutter button is a bit small. Luckily, it is slightly raised, making it easy to find. Overall, it's a pleasing experience. So this camera had a couple of key features that made it popular. On top that it had vibration reduction, it also had a multi-shot mode. And what that would do is it would take 16 shots in succession and arrange them into a grid format, into a single frame. Pretty fun if you mess around with it. It also had a BSS mode. What that stands for is Best Shot Selection. The camera would take a burst as long as you would hold the shutter, and it would pick the best frames out of that burst. Mainly it would be the sharper images. Still, cool little feature to have. A couple of other features to note is that this camera also came with a built-in voice recorder and a movie mode that records at 640 by 480 in an AVI format at 30 frames per second. This is the type of video you can expect from this camera. It is very low res and very shaky despite the vibration reduction. The metering mode selects all the exposure settings for you and you can't change them, but it is a welcome addition. Alright, so now we're at usability. This camera is all about convenience and ease of use. It is a fully automatic camera for the most part, only giving you a few controls over exposure, and that's through ISO, flash, and exposure comp. The camera also has 5 built-in color filters, and that ranges from standard all the way up to cyanotype. Another thing worth mentioning is the size of this. This is about the size of a credit card. It is very small. It easily fits into a pocket or a bag, and it doesn't take up too much space. I can slip this into my camera bag along with my usual SLR gear, and I don't have to think about it. The S210 has 4 AF modes: auto, manual, center, and face priority. They all do a fairly good job, as long as there's plenty of light to work with. Alright, let's take a look at the lens on this camera. So this has a Nikon 6.3 to 18.9mm, f3.1 to 5.9. So that is equivalent to a 38 to 114mm on a full frame camera. I brought the camera along on a road trip down the coast and also to a couple of outdoor events. The camera performed very well. It did everything I asked of it. These are some of the images I took. The Nikon lens paired with the 8 megapixel CCD sensor can produce some pleasing results, with good color and good details. All these images were taken with minor adjustments to ISO and exposure comp. Alright, so now we're at price. The S210 can be found online anywhere for under $30 to around $200, depending on the condition. Also, keep in mind that these cameras came with a rechargeable battery pack, and as those packs get older, they tend to lose capacity, so you might need to purchase an extra one. Always hunt for the best deal possible when shopping for used cameras. Durability with this camera is good. Everything still works on it. The lens motors still function, I can still zoom in and zoom out without a problem. The aluminum body also holds up well to normal use. The plastic accents, on the other hand, they are prone to minor scratching, and the screen on the back also can be easily scratched. But that's about it. So in conclusion, is the S210 worth picking up if you're just starting out with digital photography? Well, it depends on what you're after. If you like the way this camera renders its images, or if you're looking for something that's small, compact, stylish, that is also easy to use, then I think this is a good option. Although, if you're after something that gives you more control over your image exposure, then there are plenty of other options in this category. Okay, so that does it for this review. Hopefully you enjoyed the video or learned something new. If you did, please hit the like button, it helps this channel out. Also, if you'd like to learn more about vintage camera gear, check out some of my other videos. Alright, thank you for watching, I'll see you in the next one.